Well, Merry Christmas. Good morning. My name is Jessica, one of the pastors at Twin Lakes, and as always, it's great to be joining you today for the video Devo. I really enjoy doing these video Devos because they require me to reflect on something I'm learning and then share it with you. So I hope that you enjoy these as well. So back at the beginning of December, I was scrolling through my phone, making really good use of my time. Probably not so much, but I did come across a video that I thought was really interesting and I wanted to share about that video with you. So there's a guy named Justin Earley. He's a Christian author. He's written two books that I know of. One is called Habits of the Household and the other is called Made for People. Neither of them have I read yet, but I would like to read both of them. So I will have to get on that. But in the video, he suggested that the people watching the video follow him in something he was calling no phones while waiting during the Advent season. And that caught my attention. He pretty much suggested anytime that you're waiting this Advent season, put your phone down. Don't pick it up. Don't check whatever you think you need to check. Just leave your phone down and experience that small time of waiting. Okay? So here we go. This is how it connects. The Advent season is really all about waiting, right? Like when we celebrate Advent, we are both looking back to Jesus's birth and we're looking ahead. We're looking back to think about what it was like for the Israelites for the centuries and centuries that they waited for the promised Messiah, knowing that God had said he would send a savior, but they were waiting. And then we're also looking ahead because right now we're in a period of waiting, right? Like Jesus came, but he promised to come again. And we're in this period of waiting for that second coming. We are waiting expectantly for God to do what he has promised to do. So what does it have to do with putting down my phone? Well, we hardly have to wait for anything these days, right? We live in a society of instant gratification. And when we do have to wait, we can easily pull out our phones and distract ourselves from the waiting, like social media, games, whatever it is on your phone. We don't really have to sit in any sort of tension with waiting. And that tension, when we wait, sometimes that waiting is filled with anxiety and sometimes that waiting is filled with excitement, right? Because something good is coming. And something as simple as choosing to put down our phones while waiting actually has the power to refocus our attention on Jesus this Advent season. So since watching this video, I've tried to put my phone down while waiting, or actually I shouldn't say put it down, I should say not pick it up while waiting. And it is so hard. Oh my goodness, it's way harder than I thought it was going to be. I find myself making excuses, like kind of ridiculous excuses. Sometimes I'll say, oh, I'm just gonna send this one text because I need to do this now. I don't have a lot of time with two little kids, so I'm not really waiting right now. I'm just gonna pick this up and do this one thing. But those are just silly excuses. I mean, even me saying this doesn't count as waiting is just an illustration to justify my desire to be in my phone. But I'm not giving up. Advent is not over yet. There is still time. Still time for me to sit in the tension of Advent, to choose not to distract myself with mindless technology, but to turn my mind to Jesus, both to his birth, his miraculous birth 2,000 years ago, and also to turn my thoughts towards his second coming, that he will come again, that he will make the wrong things right, and he will make the dark things light, and to live in the tension of already being saved, but living in a broken world where there is suffering and knowing that Jesus has promised to come again and to make all things right. I encourage you to do the same this season. Take some time during Advent to lean into that tension of waiting, to lean into being both saved and yet living in a world that desperately still needs a savior and to be redeemed. I hope you find some time to do that, and I hope you have a great day. Merry Christmas.